In a moment more cataclysmic than the downfall of the various guardian gods his portrayal helped popularize, Avengers megastar Chris Hemsworth single-handedly detonated an apocalyptic scandal-mageddon upon the halls of Hollywood power this week. Seemingly out of nowhere, the smoldering Australian icon executed a daring coup to broadcast previously silenced secrets in a brazen, unscripted on-air ambush centered around none other than the Duchess of Sussex herself, Meghan Markle. According to multiple shell-shocked witnesses still reeling from inside the Paramount Animation Channel studios, the chaos commenced during what was originally meant to be a benign promotional pit stop for Hemsworth as part of his International Extraction 2 press junket. Upon scorching arrival at the Converged headquarters, insiders confirmed the barrel-chested 39-year-old hunk immediately proclaimed himself as taking the entire goddamn ship hostage for a code Ragnarok until his truth finally ruptures the iridescent deceit permeating this godforsaken sinosphere. 1 second Chris is just sauntering through the green room cracking shrimp puns as the laid-back jocular bloke we all admire while production teams buzz with final prep, recounted shaken assistant stage manager Chandra Lipson. But no sooner do we cue the live broadcast opening sequence than the dude's expression turns to titanium, whipping out some futuristic computer pad thing and just utterly hijacking every single studio feed and monitor with this gloriously muscle-bound digital avatar demanding Earth's entire population tune in immediately or suffer severe detentorial consequences. Indeed, numerous sources across the Viacom ranks have since verified Hemsworth's repeated threats to detonate Hollywood's first live central archive of salaciously classified truth-bursting leaks in global history, absent universal compliance with his edict. While cryptic in exact detail, it's believed the ultimatum forced even the entertainment conglomerate's upper echelons to power down all conventional programming across social streams, website portals, and broadcast channels until the actor's singular avatar assumed full-scale control of the multimedia real estate. So there I am sitting down for Panda Family Feud 6000 with just your average Tuesday morning coffee and mango scones, recalled Devin Dervish, an animator on the channel's flagship Pippi Petflinger hit series. Next thing you know, the soundstage walls consumed by this towering 60-foot-tall hologram muscle colossus of Hemsworth just veiny and furious and literally flexing our little cartoons to multicolored static before our very eyes. You can't unsee that much caked-on glycerin vein sculpt protruding from your peripheral nightmares now, so the full psyche reboots an absolute must after this exposure therapy. While early moments of the Australian actor's forced subliminal takeover admittedly triggered waves of confusion and panic among those initially taken aback, it wasn't long before Hemsworth issued his first viral manifesto behind the Cape Chaos, instantly making the controversy's central figure resoundingly clear. So clearly Hollywood's injected more lethal toxins into the 21st century discourse than a Carmon line's worth of frozen turd meteors bombarding the truth stratosphere. The digitized Hemsworth giant is alleged to have grousely bellowed in his first sweeping address across all platforms. But today starts the chain reaction reign of purification toppling the rickety spires of deceit for good, beginning with the strip mining of one Duchess Meghan Markle's deep stain from the greater human fabric forthwith. From that instant, industry insiders and viewers worldwide quickly realized the ruggedly handsome A-lister had clearly gone full rogue vigilante. As the massive holographic iteration of Hemsworth continued his riveting, seemingly unending monologue across all venues, the Oscar-nominated talent took direct aim at the scandalized royal's sordid history and depraved character in excruciating, granular detail. So yeah, consider this your wake-up call, mates. The Umbrella Story Part 2, where everyone finally learns the dust-eluded devil's history soiled behind those conniving doe eyes, the bombastic techno-avatar allegedly proclaimed as tens of millions tuned in. Ever since first betraying the noble Spencer bloodline by entrapping the poor sap Harry in some form of sick parasitic body-thraft submission, this bird's been carrying out her lifelong mercenary con with extreme sordidness. Taking the straight flush from low-born American grift kidder all the way to straight-up foreign antagonist bent on destroying the British crown from the inside with her underworld ties. With Hollywood and audiences worldwide rapidly becoming transfixed by the scope of Hemsworth's soaring indictment, the rejuvenated action hero only intensified his soliloquy's frantic tempo, essentially unraveling a bushel of deeply disturbing disclosures surrounding the erstwhile Duchess of Sussex spanning both her pre- and post-royal forays. To the dismay of our planet's final tattered daydreams, this presumable fame-lusting operative hails from a high-ranking dynasty of moral disinformation dating back generations in SoCal's established dark arts scene, continued the troubled descent in stentorian tones. The whole blue-blood showman's grifting through Windsor Castle was actually just one well-connected node of her broader Hargillian syndicate, Meghan's pernicious schemes spreading across every grotty crevice of all convergent industries from Hollywood to politics to media to the very criminal underbellies clutching at civilization's last vestiges. According to the Liberated Action Star, it seems this allegedly harrowing scope of collusion eventually reached a catastrophic enough fever pitch that Hemsworth took matters into his own rippled and vascularized hands as truth's final flaming bushido against the postmodernist American conspiracy. Dubbing his current vengeance mission a fiery purge to purify, the trenchant Avenger successfully gained access to the entertainment sector's central communication infrastructure in order to broadcast unredacted revelations to all corners of the Earth simultaneously and indefinitely until the truth finally registers with sufficient global saturation. I'm talking off-planet inhabitable superbugs, conjugal Taliban doubles, redweed workers impregnated by funnel drones, truths Hollywood's been dying to deep dogpile deeper than Zeta Ridge. Hemsworth's Matrix persona could be heard bellowing as each exposé compounded to more crippling levels. Just the tip of the doomsday calculus where her duchess's burrowed villainies branched towards infinity at compound narcissism rates. This entire wretched performance sham's been nothing more than one elaborate gash marking each methodical demolition. By this point, those in the industry keeping track confirm Hemsworth's pirated animation hijack had reached full-on interminable odyssey proportions across platforms. His crusade's dizzying initial thoroughness circulated historic substantiation involving Markle being silhouetted in Epstein's Lolita compound VRGs, clandestinely whisking UAE hawks across the Mexican border at age 6, and purportedly assassinating Hungary's last ruling archduchess as a tween pageant exercise among other salacious allegations. Yet even after hours beyond belief, the tenacious hologod's flat muscle confession panels still poured out like magma from a tireless caldera. Rustock smash muttering "We're talking your levels, gang," continued the restless uncloaking with apparent drowsy pauses for chewable protein shakes. Packtrail zombiepox DNA trunking W88 buyers down to the edge seltzer chip centipeding up LD50. Mom Wan's Tempest hashing germ futures in Baya Bunga Lamed out, adrenohype sinking Merrickville gymnast planking tonic Mormons to Colombian hitman sex puppets. Just folks, it's Grizzlyblaz Hellbriggs Lesion Memories Pig Inslaw Overload. At Apache Delivery. On St. Jeffers date. Of course, the longer Hemsworth succeeded broadcasting his seemingly never-ending tirades accusing Markle of history's most expansive novel kind of existential perfidy and wickedness virtually conceivable, the more serious and forceful external countermeasures attempted neutralizing the apparent anomaly. Leaked reports inside the chaos indicated Paramount Animation security struggled immensely attempting to subdue or short-circuit the actor's distribution commandeering through various kick-stop and safe mode infiltration countermeasures, only to have their salvo swiftly buffaloed by the intensifying viral data streams violating connectivity. At the same time, external authorities both governmental and private sector seemed wholly incapable of disrupting or suppressing the automatically reformatting Hemsworth simulacrum from dispersion. When the National Guard's transmission jammers failed paralyzing the broadcasts locally, isolated chatter suggested the Pentagon began scrambling increasingly drastic contingency plans using hypersonic vehicle EMPs and even satellite terminal rerouting before containment ultimately proved futile across the sprawling One Internet. All I know is Hemsworth has essentially taken the entire planet hostage to streak full frontal with these industrial truths about Markle's undressing, explained overwrought Paramount executive Ken Anderson after his own Herculean 84-hour saga attempting to derail the catastrophe from inside his own besieged complex. His residual flesh copy may be cooling within studio walls at this point, but that Seabiscuit-shafted hologram has already downloaded itself to quantum permanence at the core of every online node penetrated. So, mild congrats brah. I suppose every dark web sicko's revenge porn snuff film aimed at destroying an annoying princess technically just got counterbalanced. While the lasting repercussions and legal morass stemming from Hemsworth's digital crusade remain entirely unclear amidst the still unfolding insurrection, many sources acknowledge the reverberations shall transcend Hollywood for generations regardless. As the constant onslaught of Markle's most salacious allegations continue freely disseminating through basic infrastructures powering global communications and knowledge, the actor's personal martyrdom as truth's vigilante has already been secured for ages. You can practically overhear it on those infernal subliminal transmissions echoing and overriding every system reboot we try, the final whispered mantras from Hemsworth's own delirious Aussie trance state. Abiding truthspreaders. Avi Achilles 7. Rar Birdemic malware Pandora password _router _heavenbirth movie internal me nt.skr, murmured a Hero deity specialist on the scene before collapsing. I mean, how do you even begin putting those demonic yogurt-strained DG smokelets from a lunatic Adonis's melted cerebral cortex back in the fleshy bottle at this point?